Okay, I think this is better. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is better. Yep, it's better. Okay, so we have to work on the Express backend today. So what we have to do is whenever the database change, so okay, okay, so what we have to do is whenever the database change, we have to update. We have to send some signal to the front end that that the database has changed and please fetch again or something. I don't know what's wrong with this. I guess it's working. Okay, I think it's pretty good. So what we have to do is that bit, but I don't know how to do. So this is the beauty of programming. So we have to Google it. How to re-update the data on front end when the database has changed without refreshing. Okay, let me use ChatGPT. Verify you are human. Yes, I'm human. Okay, how to update the data on front end when the database has changed. There are several ways to update the data on front end without refreshing the page when database has changed. Here are a few options. WebSocket. Using WebSocket, you can establish bi-directional communication channel between the server and client, allowing real-time updates to be pushed to the server to the client. Whenever there are changes in database, the server can notify client through WebSocket, and then client can update the data on the front end accordingly. This one is good. Ajax. Asynchronous JavaScript XML allow to make asynchronous requests to the server and update the part of page without refreshing the entire page. You can use Ajax to fetch updates on server and okay. Side event. SSE is a technology that allows the server to push updates to the client with single HTTP connection similar to WebSocket. Enable real-time update to be sent as soon as let me use WebSocket. Real-time push to real-time queue. Possibility of updating data real-time on client. Okay, I have the following scenario that I wonder if it is possible or feasible to implement. I apologize if this is considered an overly broad question, but I think so. would be the best place to ask. Let's suppose that I have a website and I want to display a graph to the end user. For the purpose of this example, let's say we want to show them sale per category in the past hour. The data would display in a graph, and the SQL will run the SQL to run the query might be something like this. Select some revenue from sale where the timestamp now is minus interval 1 hour. Okay. So far I'm aware there are two general ways to update the data in front end. Do some sort pooling or similar techniques, several or certain interval refreshing data. However, it becomes quickly expensive depending on complexity, duration of query, and how many people connected simultaneously. The second way could be to store all data in memory and push the updates directly with the memory store, which could lead to the second method is kind of never mind. The second method would be store all the data in memory and push the updated directly to the memory store, which could be either client side or server side, and we could send a WS request to the end user whenever the end. An example of this could be something like my question then is if it's possible to do that in the case that I described in example 2 when the data is too large in the memory store. I think the answer is no, but perhaps I'm missing some way to do this. For example, let's say I have 1 TB data stored in BigQuery streaming updates to purchase. Is there any way to push data to the cloud without having to reruns to fix every time I want to get an updated? Are there any technology you might use for this linear? Again, I don't think it's possible. See something like Google Home, every time new product purchase.
Are you ingesting large amount of data for analysis or looking to simplify the development of event-driven applications? Then stay tuned to learn more about Cloud PubSub. In the last episode, we looked at Catout's asynchronous order processing service with and without Cloud PubSub. We also learned how Cloud PubSub is perfect for such use cases to scale seamlessly for millions of messages. Today, we will consider our Catout example again, which is a simple case of a workflow application implemented as a set of services connected asynchronously by messages. We will also see how Cloud PubSub helps Catout expand their application globally. As the name PubSub indicates, Cloud from the subscription publish. Similarly, you can make event or alright, so today we learned
PubSub. well what the hell okay Hunger DB. Just flat. So let me try. Really? Is it like this? Don't know. Or maybe like this. This is the one. Okay. To follow this tutorial, you will need a cluster. Free tile will be more than enough for this need. If you don't already have one, you can find instructions to the cluster once the data. Okay. What the hell? Oh, damn it. God damn it, I cannot make a new one. Okay, I'll just use this one. That's cool. Okay, I have this one now. Where's this one? I don't see. this application display any operation that perform specific collection to do so? We will need to configure. Who has access to data?
Alright, so I have two browsers open, two incognito tabs, and you know what that means. We are digging into WebSockets. So by the end of this video, we're going to be able to type in this browser here, and then all the other users that have localhost 3000 up and that are listening are going to be able to get these changes, and it's going to happen over here. So we're going to be basically syncing the editors across everyone's browsers. Alright, so to do this, we are going to be using Socket.io, and that is going to be the main focus of this video. So what I have open right here is the Socket.io getting started chat, which we're basically going to base our application off of. So I'll link this below if you want to follow along, but we're going to start by creating this out. So I created a new folder which I called mini Google Docs clone server, and it's empty right now. And I have it up in the command line. And I'm going to start by just saying yarn init-y. And I'm going to add express and Socket.io. And I'm going to just build out the server in JavaScript as opposed to TypeScript, because the server is so simple. I figured it would be easier just to create it in JavaScript for the couple lines that we're going to add. So here I'm going to say source/index.js, and I'm going to copy this bit here. And we're going to go down a little bit further in this example, and we're going to grab the bit where they start dealing with Socket.io. In this case, they're listening for a connection. So what you'll notice is happening here, and we also should grab the import. Is we're creating an instance of express, and I'm going to change these to const. And then we're creating an HTTP server. The reason why we're creating an HTTP server is this is what's going to allow us to do the WebSocket, or it's going to listen for WebSocket connections, I believe. And we can get rid of this, and you'll notice we are passing the HTTP into the Socket.io instance, and then in the IO instance we are waiting for a socket to connect here. And then we're just doing a console log, a user has connected. You also notice here we are listening for requests on port 4000 or 3000. I'm going to change it to port 4000, and that's pretty much it. So the gist of this is when the server starts up, whenever a user connects with Socket.io, it is going to just log a user has connected. So I'm going to start by just saying node source/index.js, and I have this instance up and running. So now we're going to come back to here's my console for the React application. So I have the server up and running, and we're going to connect to our server that we just set up. So to do that, we're going to be using the Socket.io client, and this is just the GitHub README for this. And I'm going to create a new page or a new terminal, and I'm going to say yarn add Socket.io client. And I'm also going to install the types for it. So add types/Socket.io client, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so we're going to import it like this. And we're going to create an instance of the Socket.io client right here. And we're going to pass in the URL to our server. Ours is on port 4000. Then what we can do is kind of similar to how we're using MIT here to listen for events and emit events. We're going to do the same thing with the Socket.io here. So here I'm going to say, and actually let's just create a new one. I'm going to say socket.listen or on, and now we're going to say the event. I'm going to call this new operations, and we're going to have a function here. and this function is going to take a type, or we could call it editor ID is a better name for it, and the operations. And I'm just going to say any to keep, well, we create an object here, say editor ID is a string, and ops is an operation. It's actually, this is also going to be a string too. So when we're doing socket.io, we can only send over strings. So we're going to have to send the operations as a string and then parse them as JSON. Alright, so I'm going to move this bit up here and remove this emitter bit. So operations, we need to do json.parseOn, and then we can keep this the same. And then instead of type, I called it editor ID. And then we can go ahead and remove emit because we're not going to be using it anymore. And down here at the bottom, instead of saying emitter.emit, we're going to say socket.emit. The first one is going to be the name of the event. So I called it new operations. And actually, we can just say, yeah, but I don't think these names actually have to line up here. So I think I could call this whatever I wanted, but I'm going to give them the same name. Actually, that may be confusing. Why don't I say new remote operations? And I'm going to call this new operations down here. So I'm using different names, and we're going to see how we line them up in a second. But the second part here is going to be what we pass or send. So we can send some data when we emit an event. So here I'm going to say editor ID, and then I'm going to say ops, and I'm going to stringify the ops because operations is a big JSON object, or I believe it's actually a JSON array. But so we're going to stringify that, and you'll notice the names are lining up with what I'm listening for. So the data that we emit, we're also going to get. All right. So basically, what's going to happen is when this first renders, it's going to start listening for events. And so if we come over here and we just refresh, we're going to connect with our socket connection. So if we open up our node console, you'll see we have some users connecting, and we connect every time we refresh the page. So perfect. So really the next step is whenever I type, we're emitting an event on the server, but we're not doing anything about it. So on the server here, and we can see that example here, we can actually emit an event from the server and broadcast it to everyone. So we can say socket.io on, and we can listen for events. So if we scroll down at the bottom, they have an example of it. Here's what they're doing. They're saying they're listening for an event, and they're emitting an event, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to paste this here. So in the socket here, this is gives us access to the socket. We're going to get a new event, and then it's going to run us 6 different editors. But we don't even need to do that. We could just focus on one now. On the description with this framework.
Are you concerned with AI improving vastly? No, I'm not concerned.
Hey guys, how you going?
Have you checked Fireship video? Fireship? The X Copilot, this one? I haven't watched it. See, I'll watch it. Okay. Are you concerned with the AI improving vastly?
My name is...
I'm a little concerned, not that much, but I mean it's yeah, it's a good thing.
Dom, and today I would like to demonstrate how to create the effect of live data updates using the Fetch API. So essentially we're going to be using the Fetch API in combination with a technique known as short polling. And short polling is fairly straightforward. It just means we're going to be asking the server for a fresh copy of data every set amount of seconds, and that right there is going to be the source of our live data update. Okay, so in this case right here, we have a view count of currently 0. So we're going to be using this technique to update this view count every set amount of seconds. Okay, so that is the live data update. So to actually replicate a view count, I'm using PHP. Okay, so inside this PHP file, it's called viewcount.php, and this will be the source of our data. So we're going to make a request to this file every few seconds. Okay, and this file is going to return some JSON. Okay, so I'll just refresh the browser here on the actual viewcount.php file, and we get here just a JSON string with view count as 22077. And as I refresh, the view count keeps getting higher. So I'm just using the amount of seconds since 1970 or Unix time, and then just using that to replicate a certain amount of views. So in your case, you're going to replace basically this section right here with your actual, let's just say, database call, or whatever source of data you're using. Basically, just replace this with your own situation. Okay, so this will be the viewcount.php file, and inside the index.html file, let's go ahead now and actually use short polling to retrieve this constantly updating view count. Then output right here, we are going to begin by declaring a function which will be the start live update. We're going to first just update. So now we have a reference to the actual strong tag. Okay, cool. So now this will be the interval function inside JavaScript. We're going to update retrieval. It's going to return.
What the fuck? You're just setting interval. Fuck, that's not how you update.
From
Maybe that's
this
how you
function
update.
in text. So text data
That's
with
it?
JavaScript
Fuck,
all
shit.
or something like that.
I want to request when my database is changed, not always request.
นะครับก็ใส่เป็นแบบนี้ครับวงเล็บนะครับเป็น ID นะครับมีอะไรนะครับก็ให้กลับไปที่แอป
comment board, so whenever you add one, it'll update for everyone else on the site too. So it's updating in real time basically.
Yeah, I want this. Update
So
in
if I
real
go ahead
time.
and add a thought here, call it my thought. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and add it. It should also update on here. So this is like simulating another user with the website open. Thought successfully added, and it shows up here too. So this is done with MongoDB, and it's basically a demonstration of how you can use MongoDB as a real-time database. So you make updates in real time as you see here. Socket.io. So I'm going to go over Socket.io first. Socket.io is basically a way to establish a bidirectional connection between your front end and your back end. So your front end can communicate with your back end, or your back end can communicate with your front end. And this is done with socket events, socket events. So basically what you do is you can have listeners on both the back end and the front end, and you can have emitters on either one too. So like if you emit something from your front end and you have a listener on your back end to handle it, it'll receive that event and do whatever you want. So the first thing, I'm not going to go over like the actual React stuff because it's not the point of this demonstration, but the code will be available for you to look at. So when we open up the website, we want to establish or initialize our Socket.io connection from the front end. And this is just calling the constructor for the connection itself when we connect it to the backend. And in our server initialization, we have a listener from Socket.io, and this is simply listening for any connection that it receives, and it'll console log the connection with the ID, or when a user disconnects, this is also a listener for disconnecting. It'll console log the ID of the disconnected user. So we're assuming this is already running. So when this tab opens, it'll call this constructor to create the connection. It'll hit the connection on the back end, and then you have your bidirectional channel established. So after that connection is set up, we will add listeners on the front end, and we're adding listeners on the front end so we can listen to events that are emitted from the back end. And again, there are many ways to go about this. There's also many libraries that you can do this with. For example, Pusher is like a website or like a company that basically does something similar like this for you. It's actually more simple. It's as simple as just like getting you an API key and then sending an event from the back end and receiving it on the front end without any setup or stuff like that. But I thought this was more you get a better feel of what's actually happening. So I have 3 listeners here on my front end. My first listener is listening for the new thought event. My second listener is listening for the deleted thought event. And my third listener is listening for the thoughts cleared event. So when I receive the new thought event, I assume that I'm getting the actual thought that was inserted and I'm just updating the thought that's stored. Same for deleted thought, I get the object ID of the thought that should be deleted and I update my thoughts on the front end accordingly. And for thoughts cleared, I just clear all the thoughts that I have. And obviously when I load the tab, I want to load all the thoughts that are already in the database, so just a simple connection to get all the thoughts. So, database, so.
Okay.
Just a simple connection to get all the thoughts. So, another thing that this entire app, this real-time connection is based off of is MongoDB change streams. And change streams are just a way to, I guess, also listen to changes to a certain collection or even changes to your database in general. So you do have to do some configuration if you're running like a local instance, but if you're running a MongoDB Atlas instance, they're already configured to use them, so there's no setup you have to do there. So for example, once I open my connection and I connect to my database, all I'm going to do is, this line is watch for changes to my thoughts collection. So for example, if a thought is inserted or deleted or updated, I can take that and handle it accordingly. So adding another listener here for a change to this thoughts collection. And depending on the operation type, I want to do something specific. So in this case, when I insert a thought, so when I post a thought into my backend, like right here, I add thought, create a thought, it'll post it to the backend, add it to my database. It'll after it inserts, it'll listen to this change event and it'll say, oh, what operation type was it? It was an insert. So what I want to do is create or gather or get that thought that I just inserted. This is just change that full document. This is how you access the document that you just inserted. So I create that thought with the object ID, the name, and the description. And then here is where I emit the event that the front end is listening for. So from my backend, I'm emitting the new thought event and I'm passing in the thought object. And on this front end, it'll consume the event I just emitted. So new thought, it'll recognize that I just received the new thought event. It gets the thought object and then updates accordingly. And then it's a similar case for the delete event. So when I go ahead and delete one manually, like when I go ahead and delete a thought manually, whoops, mouse is freaking out. So I go ahead and delete this. It should update and delete here, and you can see it happens there too. So what happened here was that it detected, or my change stream detected a change to my thoughts collection, which in this case was a delete operation, and I'm emitting the deleted thought event, and I'm just passing in the object ID that I just deleted. So when the front end consumes this event in the deleted thought listener, it just updates the array of thoughts that I have and filters out the one with the proper object ID. And for this listener, it's just thoughts cleared. All I have is like, so I don't accumulate like a lot of thoughts in case people submit like a ton or something like that. It's just a cron job, so every day at midnight it'll drop the entire collection and then it will emit this event thoughts cleared, and then for any tabs or anyone with the app open, it'll clear the thoughts from their browser.
No, this is cool. What is this?
It is March 23rd, 2023, and you're watching the Code Report. Well, another day, another step towards the singularity. GitHub just announced Copilot X, their next-gen coding assistant powered by Bard. GPT-4. And it makes the old Copilot look like a child's toy. These AI tools are like anabolic steroids. The developers using them get a huge advantage, and within the next 2 years, nobody coding professionally is going to be natty. If you're someone who loves to code like me, or a student learning how to code, you might feel a bit pessimistic right now. All of our open-source code, Stack Overflow answers, and tutorials have been used to build large language models that are now being aggressively deployed to automate white-collar jobs.
I drink your milkshake.
but programming is not dead. Personally, I feel extremely grateful to be living through these times. 150 years from now, when our heads are stored in a jar of preservative jelly, we'll be telling our great-great-great-grandkids how we lived through the great AI inflection point of 2023. Resistance is futile. If you want to survive, you have to be optimistic. These tools will only make us more powerful. AI still can't deliver a great product to the end user, and we'll need programmers who understand how to build these systems, but now they'll be able to build them 10 times faster thanks to AI tooling. It's a great time to be alive if you love building things. The scary thing, though, is that Microsoft is single-handedly dominating this space. They've been on a blitzkrieg attack this last week, releasing product after product. Bing Chat, Copilot for Office, Bing Image Generator, and now Copilot X. You have to give Microsoft credit for not killing off Bing years ago, despite over a decade of people trashing it. They also acquired GitHub and took a major stake in OpenAI. And now, in just a week's time, all of their products look years ahead of the competition. Saudia just gave us a free masterclass in business strategy. Case in point, GitHub Copilot X. It's currently in technical preview, so you can't use it today, but it has at least 5 game-changing features. The big one is its built-in chat window. With this tool, you'll be able to highlight a block of code and ask it for an explanation, or ask it to refactor it, or better yet, have it generate some unit tests. These are things you can already do today with ChatGPT, but now it'll be highly specialized for coding problems directly in your IDE. But most importantly, it'll have the context of your actual code base. Remember, GPT-4 can handle 25,000 tokens versus only 3,000 tokens in GPT 3.5. Feature number 2 is Copilot for documentation. Instead of going to the actual docs or Stack Overflow, you'll now be able to generate answers based on a specific library's documentation. They're integrating the docs for React, Azure, and MDN, allowing you to generate answers and tutorials on the fly, a feature that terrifies me because it will make me obsolete as a programming instructor. But feature 3 is the one I'm most excited about, voice-activated Copilot. The need to be an extremely fast typist who can churn out 150 words per minute in Vim will be far less important in the AI programming age.
Use your hands? That's like a baby's toy.
It's now possible to control VS Code and write code entirely from voice commands. This is a feature I've always dreamed about because not only is it faster than typing, but it allows you to write code when you otherwise couldn't, like when you're running on the treadmill or on your commute to work. The keyboard won't become obsolete, but it'll revolutionize the way things get done, in the same way Alexa changed the way people do things in the household. Feature number 4 is Copilot for pull requests. Whenever I submit a pull request to an important project, I have a nervous breakdown trying to figure out the description, because why would anyone want to merge my garbage code? Well, now Copilot can generate that description for you based on the changes that you made to the code, which were probably made by AI anyway. And finally, we have feature number 5, the Copilot CLI. AI autocompletion will not just happen in the text editor, but also in the terminal. There's no longer a need to memorize endless Linux commands. You just tell it what you want to do with a certain library, like FFmpeg, and it will generate the command along with an explanation. From there you can run it or revise it if needed. Looks pretty awesome, so when do I get to use it? Well, that I don't know. I would say it's at least months away from being ready for public consumption, and that gives us a small window to write the worst code we possibly can and put it on GitHub to poison the training data so all of us HTML programmers can keep our 6-figure jobs. And lastly, I would like to salute all the real programmers of the last 30 years who wrote the billions of lines of code that make this beast possible. The cruel irony is that many of them were Linux users who hated Microsoft, but little did they know they were working for Microsoft for free the whole time. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
The fuck. What the hell is this? Is that heck or something? What is this? Hackanoon? Fuck that. Never mind, just find someone like you. What the hell? Come on, let me read this thing. What? Very could fail. Okay, suck it the eye out. I see. Okay, let me try. Like another stuff. Okay. Learn. Is that how you spell socket? Socket. Socket. Fucking socket gun.io. Alright. Create a React app then. How do I create a React application? I forgot. Hello. Learn. Okay, so what's the command? Oh, here, there's quick installation. Start a new React project. Just this. That's cool. I guess. Front end. Do you like to use TypeScript? No. Yes. All right. Oops. Battery is low. Okay, so I think it's done. So if we do no start, no, what is that? Run there. What's wrong? Oh, front end stuff. No, not next. I don't want next. What the hell? I don't want it next. Installation. Start a new. Not next. No. Just give me the thing. Not next remix, no. Just give me the normal installation. Quick start, installation, start new project. What's next? God damn it, the React doc is so shit. Fuck. It's terrible. No, community. I don't even have the normal one. Fuck. Very stupid. How do I create? How do I create? Come on, let me know. How do I create? And then I have to learn next. Is it like that? God fucking damn it. This is so stupid. This is really stupid. Okay, fine. Is it like that? Then start a new project. Okay, fine. Ah, man, this is terrible. React became terrible. Okay, my app. It's so bad. Okay, so we have this. Socket.io. จะจำได้ไหมที่
here. So I can save this and refresh, hopefully one last time, wait 2 seconds, and we get the view count constantly updating. Okay, so you're going to want to replace basically parts of this code right here to match your own scenario. You might want to, let's just say, change the color of certain elements or the sizing or things like that. Maybe a progress bar or something like that, you know. But hey guys, how you going? My name is Dom, and today I would like to demonstrate how to create the effect of live data updates using the Fetch API.
Yo, what's up? What up, what up? Don't know what the fuck happened here. What's up? Let me see this one. How are you, Mad Flash? Are you good? Everything going alright for you? So what's the thing here? What the fuck? Unsupported. Can't even run. I guess this tutorial is fucked then. Huh. Did you start doing React? I've started from like not just now, but long time already. Yeah. I'm trying to make a real-time fetching. So I have a database in Mongo. So whenever the database change, whenever someone make an update or made insert or delete, then the front end should update accordingly. So with that there's something to do with socket.io, but I don't know how to do yet. So I'm trying to learn that thing, because I got no idea how to do it at all. And perhaps this tutorial is like so crappy. I can't even run their project, their demo, I think. Yeah, the demo. I can't even run it. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. Oh, how I have an idea. Cool. Oh, what was it? What did you do? How do I update the thing? This tutorial doesn't work. Let me check out the main. Okay, you have. Okay. You have a server, so you do a connection socket, initial data. Okay, you get the data, initial data. Put order means that you take the order collection. Data change. But where is your server? I don't understand. Okay, wait, what the fuck? Express static build? What? I'm confused. Okay, so on the back end, Minesweeper game? What is that? What is Minesweeper? Oh, this game? I see. Nice. Oh, how do I refresh? God damn it. God fucking damn it. Okay. So I have one socket. So server, okay. Connection, initial data. But where is use? How come he can do this? Don't understand. And then we're in the. So you initialize here, and then the kitchen screen UI logic HTML is in this component. Food data, you get the data, okay. Get data. As soon as the component get mount, frying the initiator. Adding change data listener for listening for any change, place order anything. Change data, and then get off. So mark as done. So if I do mark as done, what happens? We put the food ID and you emit, so mark done. Okay, place order. Is that MacBook? Yeah, it is a MacBook. Get data, my fucking god. Okay, you initialize that. Okay, you put the food. Okay, food data, okay. Send order. What the hell? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. And then that's it? Is that it? Okay. Then I think I can do. If that it. Okay, fuck you. Fuck this shit. This is my server. I still have the server now. Fuck this crap. My app? Yeah. Okay. That's good. Okay, index, I have my endpoint. And then once I have my endpoint, I can okay, fine. I think I got a sense on how it fucking works. Alright. I might have to hide the screen a bit because you little tiny people will see the code. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so what do we have to do is we have to create a socket.io, fine. Cons.io equals to require, what's that? Require what? What? Oh yeah, socket.io, sorry. Socket.io socket.io. Okay, socket.io. Okay, so require monk. I have the thing, so I need to do this guy right here. Once I get this connection initial data, so if I do connection.on, then I do connection with the socket. Okay. Socket the initial data. Returning the initial data from input main collection. So I need to return the initial data. Okay. Socket dot oh no. Socket dot on. This would be initial data. Then arrow function. Okay. So collection food find, then docs get data. What? Oh, I see. So I need to get all the data. So why don't I? This gets all the data, right? I'm pretty sure. Okay. So why don't I put this response into somewhere? Huh. So get all team. Okay. So this would be far. Oh no. Get all team. So once if this should be await, right? Await. I'm confused. So I do io dot sockets dot emit get data, and then you put the get all. So if I run this, socket.io is missing. Fucking shit. Get started. Documentation. How does it work? Examples. Install. Socket.io. Socket.io. Server. The fuck? Server. HTTPS app. Okay. Can you run now? HTTP undefined. Fucking shit. Run. Okay. $3,000. No. What's wrong? Hello. Hello? Oh, it is 3,100. I see. Okay, guys. I don't need this, I think. Do I? Whoa! What just motherfucking shit happened? Zoom, no. View. Appearance. Reset zoom. Okay, we got this if I refresh. API, get all themes. Get all themes. Hello? Get all themes. Socket. Not API, this one. Get all themes. Themes. Whoa, what the hell is this? So I think I need to add my fucking the IP address things. I think I'll go have my lunch and I'll come back. Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah, I think. How to duplicate this? Duplicate lunch. Our lunch is already used. Wait. Okay.